Welcome to Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host,
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg, and we have some special guests this episode, don't we, Charlie?
We sure do. We have a number of our fellow contestants joining us here. Should we go around, introduce them one at a time? What do you think?
Absolutely, buddy. Let's do it.
Over here in the top right square for me, if you're watching, we have Cohen Robinson. Cohen, say hello.
Star player.
Star player. Then bottom left square here, we have Nicholas Pepin. Nicholas, say hello.
How's it going?
We have Andy, the Magic Thug, with us here as well.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
And
Andy?
we have Nate the Great, Nate Brown. How you doing?
Great, Charlie. Thanks, and thanks, Tim, for having me on.
Our pleasure. Thank you all for coming on. We are affectionately known, along with other people that are not in this video right now, as the Tru Crew. Not a very original name, I agree, Nicholas. I listened to your podcast. I agree. And by the way, Nicholas has an awesome podcast called Culture Roulette. Check it out. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But yeah, I listened to your episode, and yeah, I think who came up with the Tru Crew name? Anybody? I think it was me.
I don't know.
At some point, it was the Ziploc something, wasn't it?
We were Team Ziploc. What a memorable experience. Now that the show has ended, do you guys have any takeaways you want? And we'll get into the whole process and all that stuff, but do you have any takeaways from, what are some nuggets maybe that you have from the experience that you kind of cherish, savor?
Getting out of my shell, going to the East Coast, that was really cool. I mean, I've been before, but not for 10 years, since 2013 when I went to Disney World. So that's been a long time. Yeah, it's really cool out there, man. I don't know.
Is that so? You haven't been out this way that often?
Yes, exactly. 2013, I went for 4 days for a Disney World trip, and we went to go see Miami play against the Patriots. But that was and we beat them on the last second interception Tom Brady made. But that was a very close game. But no, it was cool. That was the last time. So going to Atlanta, just seeing the culture they're having, no sidewalks.
Yeah.
We could talk about that.
I'm okay, yeah, this is California, dude. And I'm walking. I'm okay, I'm gonna get used to this really quick. We're here 18 days, and so we were just crossing the street, like Cohen said earlier. We were going to the gas station every day just to get food, water, drinks. And
what's up, racetrack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never heard of racetrack before either. Everything we're talking about, I've never heard of. So
that was the first time I saw slot machines in a gas station.
Yeah. That was different.
Swing up to Wisconsin. They're all over the place.
They are. You guys have gas stations that are more casinos than they are gas stations. I understand.
Not quite as bad as the Las Vegas area, but there are definitely a lot of video poker, and slot machines.
Wow.
First time for a lot of people eating at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I was one of those.
Dude, I live in South Florida, and I've never eaten at a Cracker Barrel, and we have them down here.
Which is a shame, really, because Cracker Barrel, it takes a lot of crap, but I love Cracker Barrel.
It was delicious.
It was. I've now had it a total of 4 times, and I had 0 going into the trip.
Do they have them up in Chicago in your area?
They do a little bit, but we also stopped once or twice on our road trip randomly.
To California.
One time there was a Cracker Barrel right near a Tru hotel. It just felt right.
Didn't you stay at a Tru hotel on your trip to Palm Springs?
Yeah, that's the one we picked up Cracker Barrel
amazing.
for dinner when we got in, and then we stayed.
That's so amazing.
I'm just telling you, Charlie, a little bit north of you, right over the border, there's a Cracker Barrel. That far. It's not that far away.
I think we've got a few in the Chicagoland area. I'm not positive, but
I agree though. Cracker Barrel is the bomb diggity, definitely.
The souvenir shop, walking right in. It's
it's definitely country chic. It's definitely
a bunch of us went one of the mornings, and then a few people went a couple times. You went, didn't you, Cohen?
No, Cracker Barrel was my childhood. I'm over Cracker Barrel.
You've had it enough,
bro. There's 2 places that Golden Corral and Cracker Barrel.
Cohen, did you
Yeah.
grow up in South Florida?
I did.
Oh yeah,
Pompano
so
Beach.
yeah, I know Pompano Beach, which is literally about 20 minutes from me. I'm in
Yep.
Plantation. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not far at all.
Yeah. So all of those, you know, mom and pop breakfast places. So there's this place that is the best breakfast place. If y'all ever, I don't know if you've ever been, Tim. It's called the International Pancake House.
IHOP.
No,
Oh, no.
nope. It's literally not IHOP. It's literally the International Pancake House. Like there's one in Boca,
Oh, there
and
is.
there's one in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out. Andy, what's your cat's name?
Ali G.
Oh,
That one.
of course. I'm not surprised.
Well,
Yeah.
my wife named him, not me,
I love it.
Oh, wow.
I love
That's
it.
great.
because
it.
she snuck him in, and to make me not be upset. I wasn't gonna be upset, but she thought I was. So to make me not upset, she named him before bringing him. Oh, I brought a cat. His name's Ali G. And I was
So it
like, oh,
softens the blow.
Yeah.
You couldn't say no at that point.
Speaking of golden nuggets from the trip and stuff, honestly, without getting too sappy, it really was meeting you guys, meeting our group. I was saying earlier, I think, we had a very special, even though it was a little tumultuous at times, with our, the anxiety a little bit, but we had
Right.
a very special group, I think,
very
I don't know about you
compassionate.
guys.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
understood that there was more to it than just me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a level of just, bonding, and I know we call it trauma bonding sometimes, but I think it goes beyond that of just, caring about each other.
Yep.
Especially when we're all staring at each other as the 100 went in to that first rehearsal, and
Yeah.
I'm like, are we alternates? What's happening? That experience of
Yeah.
what is going on here, to be
Yeah.
able to kind of share that. And then we went back to the hotel after rehearsals and kind of just debriefed. And I think honestly that helped a lot. And I remember very vividly Charlie coming up to me, for example, and saying, "It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be." I'm like, who is this guy? Like, he's like, who is this guy? Like, so like he's so positive. I'm like,
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
gotta
say,
know
who the
this
hell is
dude,
this super optimistic guy? Like,
and
let us be upset a little bit.
yeah. But I was thinking that, but then I was like, you know what, this guy, I like this guy, and it helped. I mean, I think we all needed that burst of optimism from Charlie at that point.
Yeah.
We did.
And kudos to whoever's idea it was to mimic the show so we could practice,
I think
like
that was
offset.
Andy.
That was
I think
Andy.
that was
I think.
Andy's
Yeah,
idea.
bro. That
Yeah.
I definitely accredit that, and I'm pretty sure I told you this that night after I got the star player, but that helped me. It helped me, but still just the nerves of that moment, because true story, y'all, it was Andy and I were outside, just shooting the shit, and we're out by the pool, and we were, going back and forth, and
Tru Crew.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned politics like at one moment, and he's like, I want to say he mentioned Sarah Palin's name, like, wouldn't it be crazy if they had her on the show or something of that nature? And it's something I think about now, but like, you called that before that episode.
I just didn't know what to expect, man. I wanted to make sure that everything was covered, and that we said a lot of names, so that was a numbers game. But that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple of stories like that, Cohen. Like, for example, Charlie and I talked about Debbie Gibson the day before.
Oh, wow.
That aired.
Wow.
And literally he said it's because I brought up Debbie Gibson's name that he was able to put two and two together.
Yeah. I would have never gotten that without Tim saying her name a couple days before.
I don't know,
man.
being an 80s kid who grew up with crushing hard on Debbie Gibson and Tiffany, that was how I got that one.
Right.
And there's another story too. Alexandra, who is star player on show 7, well, taped or whatever, it's all mixed up by now, but she got Joel McHale because of Charlie.
Yeah,
which is ironic because
What?
Charlie didn't get Joel McHale.
Yeah,
right?
so the night before, the day before she was who I sat with on the bus ride home, and I was just literally talking about, how he had just been there. And I was like, oh yeah. And I literally went through his filmography, and every clue that ended up being there, I had gone over on the bus with her the night before.
No way.
So she comes up, we're in lunch waiting between the 2 episodes, and she comes running up. She's like, Charlie, thank you so much. I would have never got Joel McHale if it wasn't for you. And I go, you're really going to laugh now because I didn't get Joel McHale.
Wow.
So that was pretty
Because
fun.
Talk about irony, boy.
I believe everything, and I know everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? There's reasons for everything. Like the way stuff happens is meant to happen. We might not like it the way it happens, but that's my feeling. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But
and another one of those takeaway moments for me, Tim, was when Nate organized that first dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What was Charlie's? Oh, Charlie's, right?
Yeah.
Was that the name of it, Nate?
Yeah, I got a good deal. They hooked
Thank
us
you,
up.
bro.
It was-
Thank you again. Yeah, the chicken tenders,
That was
the
some spread.
asparagus.
Yeah, for those that don't know, basically Nate had this incredible deal where it was like $5 a person, and we got like
Oh
meal.
wait, wasn't that the night of my episode?
That was the
Yeah,
night
I
of your
think
episode.
so, bro. I
Yes.
think it was.
Yeah.
We
I
had just
remember
finished
coming
eating
back.
and we went outside, and when you came out in the back, we were like
Yep.
just relaxing
Yeah.
from the
And for me, that's what made it so special. Just our group bonding, like you said, Tim, trauma bonding, but it made it that much more special when Cohen and Chelsea became star player. It was like, that's like the family within the family.
Yeah.
We were so
Yeah.
excited.
Hell yeah.
And I cried, Cohen, and you can
So-
tell more about your experience there in a little bit if you would be a star player, but it was awesome.
We showed them, didn't we? 2 of our small group.
Yeah.
Charlie's the numbers guy. But that's
Charlie is
2
the
out of 10 contestants. 2 out of 10 contestants got it from the Tru Crew. That means 1/5. That means 20%.
20%. Yeah.
20%
yeah.
of the motherfuckers from our crew are the winners of the show. That's just-
And keep in mind a strong majority weren't there from episode 1. We only had 1 player eligible the first 2 episodes.
Right.
And Cohen pulled it off. Crazy. if you
When
think
I
about it.
heard that you were the star player and it was only the 2nd episode, I was like, he's smart, but there's no way. What are the odds of that happening?
Yo.
And then when I heard who your star celebrity was, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Wait, he got it? What?
Yeah, talk about fate. For those that don't know, Cohen was one of the original alternates like us, but due to an off the field, off the court related injury,
Yeah.
he was a last minute sub to join the initial 100. If he goes in one day later, he may have never had an opportunity where, as I believe, Cohen, correct me if I'm wrong, your band manager was Joey Fatone's father.
That is correct.
That's
So to
great.
just be able to sit up there and be like, oh my God, I know her because
Yep.
of this. Like
Yeah.
what had to happen to put that moment together is just crazy to think about.
Listen, that's what, like, I feel like I feel like I'm in alternate universes where I'm stuck in that show's reality. Like what we all experienced in that short amount of time, how close we all got, like the highs we experienced together, the lows, like, so that's like, it's like on a constant like replay reel over here. And then I've got, reality on this side where I'm like, how did everything line up? You know what I mean? Like the incident that happened, the fact that like they selected me out of all of us, like, again, none of which I expected. Like, I thought I was gonna get in trouble for smoking on the patio at the hotel when they pulled me aside. I'm like, oh damn, they got snitches. Like somebody snitching.
Oh,
You know?
man, it
But-
was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Just like that day
everything-
when I met you and Jen in the Uber.
Yeah,
It's supposed to happen. The way
Yeah.
it worked out was just, it's
You guys Ubered together from the airport?
No, what happened was I took an Uber over to the hotel across the street to get my per diem.
Yeah.
And I
Uh,
ran into Jen first, and I said to Jen, we kind of got to talking. I'm like, "Are you at the other hotel?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she says, "This guy is too." I think Jen had met Cohen before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Well, guys, I'm gonna do an Uber across the street. Let's just hop in it together." And we ended up
Right.
hopping back to the True. But yeah, that's how I first met Cohen and Jen. That first day that we were in Atlanta.
You expense that trip, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't pay for that.
yeah, I remember the
No.
first moment I walked into the hotel, I saw Andy doing
Yep.
magic for the staff.
Yep.
That's
That same
amazing.
here.
I was like, man, he's got to be another person here for the
Gotta
show,
be.
right?
Gotta be.
And
Yeah.
then we were in the same first van ride to go to the studio.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good
Yeah,
to
you
practice,
guys,
and they want. Yeah, it was cool to practice on the
you
employees.
guys had fittings. I didn't have any fitting at all. Like I brought my clothes that day of the first rehearsal. Like, and then I started conspiracy theory in me. Like, started hearing, oh, people went to and I'm like, wait, why wasn't I part of that? And
Right.
the wheels started going.
Right.
So when they called the initial 100, I'm sitting there. I swear, I was like sitting there going, oh, I'm not gonna be called. I'm not gonna be called. I'm an alternate. Something's happening. And sure enough, and then I look around and I recognized
Oh
people
yeah.
from my hotel,
Bro,
and
trust
I'm
me.
like,
Listen,
oh,
when I saw when it was when I looked, at Jen, because we had just got done playing spades. So we're sitting at the same table, right? And then Michael Brewster was sitting like a table over, so like as everybody's leaving around us, I'm like, is this what's happening? Like damn, like
as more and more people went, we started
yeah.
to know, like, oh. And then
I
I
was
looked at
like,
Franklin, and Franklin
wow.
looked at me and goes, "What?" We just had a moment, like, we're alternates, and he goes, "I think we're alternates. What's happening? What's happening?"
And Franklin was at the other hotel, so we're
Yeah,
like,
I didn't put that together at all. The majority of us were at the True Hotel, and I was like, oh, this is what's happening. And so then we started to share stories, and then stuff started to be similar. Some things were similar in our process, and we're like, oh, okay. And it is what it is, like some things are out of our control. And I had to talk to myself.
I'll just
That's
say
just
that
not.
the email made it really seem like we were going to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
you mean from the start?
Yes, that
Yeah.
that
Yes.
the way they worded it, we didn't really know we're coming in like that. So it was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
you reread the email, it still made, oh, you have a possibility to play. Ah, possibility. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's
You know the
amazing how when you reread it, you're like, oh, I totally missed exactly what it was saying the first time because
Yeah.
you had tunnel vision. You wanted to see it the way you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Because that first day I got down there, I had to Uber from the airport to the hotel, and that was pretty much the first time I had ever Ubered anywhere. Because
Wow.
I live in Wisconsin. I have a car. I don't need, like there's
Right.
no Uber here, especially out in the middle of nowhere where I live. Like,
Right.
like, but I get to the hotel and I also saw Andy doing magic in the lobby. However, I wasn't smart enough to go, that guy's probably on the show. I just was like, hey, there's a guy doing magic in the lobby.
you know the beauty of it is, with everything said and done, I think our group kind of showed them that they made the wrong decisions. I mean, I think that our group was full of magic, so to speak, pardon the pun, Andy, but I really think our group had just a pizzazz. And we showed like this was, and as a matter of fact, one of the casting people at the end of the last episode came up to me and gave me a big hug and said, "Oh, you did so great. I'm so proud of you." I'm like, I did what I expected I was gonna do.
Right.
It's like I'm me, and they
Did
and
I
they
did I
end
tell
up
you
using
guys?
us in promos. You and Charlie, Andy, were in the earliest of promos. I
And
mean,
I'm
What's
very
what's
thankful, man. I can use that for later on. That's really cool.
but yeah, when I saw you guys,
Oh,
and when I saw Charlie in that early promo with Bill Murray, and I was like, wow, I mean, and they used shots of all of us, I mean, throughout the episodes, and they showed us, and we were seen, and a number of us got, airtime, some didn't, everybody should have, but at least, I think as a group we kind of showed them that,
Yeah,
and
I like to delude myself into believing that the reason why we were alternates is that we were too smart and we would have gotten way too
oh,
many
I
of them
think that.
right.
Actually, I think that. I think when I turned around, for example, my buddy Nate over here, right? When I turned around to Nate, Nate and I were, Nate was right behind me on the stage. So when Dermot Mulroney came out, and I was like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I turn around, and I see Nate's light is orange. Did you get Dermot Mulroney? No, it was Lauren Elena. You got Dermot Mulroney.
No, he got
too?
Dermot.
No,
He got Dermot.
Dermot. It was Dermot. When I turned around and saw that orange light, I was like, yes, yes. So I was so excited for you. And there isn't. I think there's something to that thought, Nicholas. To be honest with you,
There only 7 people got Lauren Elena right, so it's highly unlikely that anybody was. But I was one of
Chelsea
8.
did. Chelsea got it
Well,
right.
that's right. Yeah,
She
Chelsea
got
got it
star
right.
player that episode.
But I was one of 18 people who got the Andy Grammer Peter Frampton right.
Me too.
So
I was
like,
also one of those 18 people,
I don't know how
and Nate
close
was.
either of us were to actually being star player that episode.
That episode
but-
didn't even talk about the top 3. I don't think.
No. So I don't know how close we were, and but I assume I wasn't anywhere close because I didn't get Andy Grammer until like the 5th clue. I had Peter Frampton before the first clue went up.
I did also. I
mean,
when he said "comes alive," I was like, "Oh, it's Frampton." But
Yeah.
I was twisting in my head a little bit, like, how can Peter Frampton be here? I
Oh,
couldn't
shoot,
believe
yeah.
it.
Is that the one they got paid the most, you think?
No, I think Dermot Mulroney was the most.
Lauren
Or
Elena.
Lauren Elena. And
Lauren
Dermot
Elena
was
had
second.
7. Dermot
that
was-
Mulroney had 12.
7
No,
people split 30
I'm
grand.
asking
Yeah,
for the booking,
yeah.
like to book them for the show, like who got paid the
Oh,
most.
he's
out of
asking
the
celebrity wise.
Oh,
That's
I
a great.
imagine
That's a great
Frampton.
question.
I'm thinking Michelle Williams or Frampton, probably.
It's
Mama
interesting
Doris.
because a number of them have come out and said the reason why they were interested in doing the show was so their non-famous relative could have their moment.
Could have a moment.
So
right.
I wonder if it was, hey, here's your opportunity, and they
Yeah.
all got X.
being
I
the
don't
first season, it might not have been that much. Like it might have been more of a flat rate of here's what we
50
can
grand,
offer.
50 grand
Yeah.
for the appearance,
Free.
plus accommodations.
Yeah,
Free trip to Atlanta.
Residuals.
food and snacks in the green room.
Hey, they had the same food and snacks we did. Oh, real
I did
quick
sneak
too.
a
I
snack.
wanted to tell you guys. I guess I'll share it live. On your episode. Kind of a secret, but
Ooh, breaking news
Ooh,
here.
We like
Yeah.
this here.
so Sarah Palin's cousin and I are working on a record together.
Oh, that is so cool.
What?
Yeah,
That's sick.
That is
I'm gonna-
amazing.
I'm
Because
gonna
of
produce
this?
it. I'm gonna produce it and write it for him, and then he's gonna add, some guitar and piano if he
Wow.
doesn't like what I provide him. But
That's what's
yeah,
up.
That
Wow.
is really cool.
yeah.
That is awesome.
I commented on on the video that somebody shared to the group chat. And I was just being myself and kind of telling him, thanking him, for his service and everything. And then he like went on my page and saw some of my videos, and he was like, dude, you should have been up there singing. He's like, you have a freaking amazing voice. And I was just like,
Yes, you
I
do.
appreciate it, brother. And then I just thought to extend that because I could tell he was passionate about music, but had never really pursued it like that. So that's what made me think to write something for him. Cause I when I heard him sing, I was like, damn, that dude has a voice. So
See, everything happens for a reason, bro. I have
Yeah, man.
goosebumps right now. With just thinking about that. Like, that connection was forged as a result of not just you being on the show and him being on the show, but kindness of just saying something nice and just
yeah,
putting, if there are political differences, put that aside. Just being kind to another human being, and there we go. I mean, that's awesome. I love that. I was going to ask the question, and I think I know your answer now, Cohen, but it definitely share. my question is basically, if you know everything that you know now, right? Would you still go on the show with everything that you know? Would you do it? Rewind. You had a chance to make that decision. Yes or no? Would you do it again? We'll start with Charlie.
I'm gonna say yes, just because I hadn't ever done anything like that in that realm at all. I had gone to some tapings of like Conan Live and things of that nature, but I'd never actually like participated in it. I think I would have definitely liked maybe a little more information and better way of being presented it. But in spite of everything, I think I'd still do it again personally. I just had so much fun, and meeting all you guys was my, what I mean, I know it's been said, but that was my biggest takeaway, was meeting all you guys. So I'd do it again, honestly. I know everyone might not, but sign me up. It's not, they won't bring us back for season 2, but if it was offered, I would say yes.
What about you, Nicholas?
Well, I mean, you listened to the episode, so you heard my struggle. Like, I mean, I, I'm glad I did it. And I still genuinely can't answer the question. If I had known I was going to be an alternate, would I have gone in the first place? Uh,
If you were one of the initial 100, you'd be a yes though. Is that how I'm taking it?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I am glad that I did it. I would not trade the experience that I had for anything. Meeting you guys, meeting those of us that aren't in the group chat, the fact that I'm still putting up with the sheer amount of text messages that I get from you guys.
And that's
Um,
nothing compared to the WhatsApp, as the other
well,
guys will
and there's
tell
a
you.
reason why I didn't download the WhatsApp, because I'm not like, you know, despite what I sound like on PCR, I'm not like, I like my solitude.
I understand
Um,
that.
but I am eternally grateful for what you guys have done, and what, the opportunity of doing the show. I'm glad that I can say I was on a game show. So I
Yeah.
think ultimately the answer would be yes. Yes, I would do it again.
Like you said in your episode, no one can ever take that away from you. You won't, the money will go away quickly, everything will go away quickly, but
the
you'll
the
always be on
money
a game
the
show.
money gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
Who are you
yeah.
kidding?
Right, exactly. So yeah. Yeah, I hear you. What about you, Andy?
If I knew everything how it was gonna play out, at least if I knew it, yeah, I would do it, but I would do it differently in the fact that I didn't get on until the very last day. So if I knew that would be the case, then I would go out and be performing more street magic in Atlanta and trying to get content and maybe more bookings, like take that fair that was trying to book me through the lady downstairs who was like, "Hey, the carnival, blah blah blah." I would have tried to do more stuff like that, knowing that
More
I'm not going to be
hustle.
working
Yeah.
until the very last day, because it was very uncertain what days I was going to be, if I was going to be picked. So it was like I couldn't say yes to gigs and I couldn't just go do my own thing. I was at their will. But if I knew I was going to be the last person, I would say yes, and then just make it like a fun vacation and work on the last day for them. It's fine.
I must say, to your credit, Andy, you had the best attitude I've ever seen in a human being, in the way that you took everything that happened with grace and humility and just wonder. You're just such a good dude. And so
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Absolutely.
guys. I love all you guys.
you're
I really
you're
do.
just a good human being.
Absolutely, brother. I couldn't have said that better. Couldn't
It
have
was a
said that
blessing to be
better
around. It was a blessing to be
myself.
around all you guys.
Ditto.
It was dope being your roommate, Andy.
Applebee's
You guys
partner.
were a team.
Yeah, man.
Applebee's, Waffle House. What was the name of the? What was it? Not Tomcats. Something. The karaoke.
Those late night
Oh,
videos you
that
guys
we
took
went
the pictures on Insta.
downtown. You mean
Yeah, I
downtown?
forgot the name. Like Cat
Yeah.
Alley, not Alley Cat. It was something like that. Man, I forgot the fucking. It
Yeah.
was really cool.
I would wake up in the morning and like look at the Instagram, and like it was like an hour earlier or something like that. I was like, how?
No
How?
Hey.
sleep.
I'm so
Team
old.
no sleep.
Team no sleep. Yeah.
We listen, and it worked. It worked for us. At least.
Yeah. And you
Listen,
listen, you
the
still won
day
over
of taping.
$10,000.
Yeah, the day of that episode, I think I went to bed like 4 o'clock. that morning, and because we didn't have, I'm pretty sure we didn't have our call time wasn't until like 10 o'clock or something. That it was a late filming day. So
Yeah, because
You're
they only
used
filmed
to-
one that day.
You work
Right.
late hours as a musician anyway, so
exactly,
that
bro.
schedule is your
Look, I
thing.
operate off of 4 hours. I'm
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah,
What about you,
can't do
Nate?
that
Would you do it
anymore.
again?
I really love you guys, and I had a great time. I always remember you guys, and it's been great. I love my wife and kids even more. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
it was tough.
100%.
Tough
100%
being away.
understand.
And you may remember I tried even the first time we found out that we were alternates. I said, can we at least maybe sit there and have like what is it called? A closed circuit TV, or we're watching the
I wanted that
to
too.
learn about how
Yeah.
that goes, or can you like record a episode and we'll come and watch the episode just so we know what's going on, so we're more familiar with it. But
Yeah.
they're like, no, we can't do that. So anyway, that part was frustrating, but the part meeting you guys and all the fun times we had, I'll never forget that, and never forget you guys.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget your
They
kindness.
definitely should have given us some sort of additional practice.
I'll never forget that
some
you
capacity.
walked
I
to
agree.
Six Flags.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I was
wait,
hoping.
wait,
How
I
many
was hoping
miles
that
Six
was
got it.
Flags.
Nate.
Nate did.
Like,
How many
Nate
miles was
walked
that,
to
Nate?
Six Flags. It was like
Nate,
4.2 miles,
Why
wasn't
in the hell would why?
People ask me why all the time. Why, Nate?
it?
I mean, how did
I
you
love it.
wait? What freaking route did you take? The power line route, like in the woods?
Yeah,
Did you
it was
follow the-
bad. Nope.
I was afraid just
No,
walking to Walmart.
That's what I'm saying.
No curve.
Ah,
No curve at all. There's like trucks, 2
No.
inches rushing past me.
And
but
that was
Charlie and
what-
yeah,
that was like
go
20
ahead.
miles away.
It was like 6.5.
when
Oh,
Charlie, Andy, and Richard and Nicholas and myself and we all went to the baseball game, I literally, as we're in the Uber, I looked to see what that route was, and I was like, "How did this dude walk this?"
We had been in the car for multiple miles, and we're like, "Hey, look, this is where he walked to as we passed it." We're like,
Ow.
oh my goodness!
Like Forrest
Thank
Gump
you again.
walking to
Thank you
Six
again,
Flags.
Charlie, for the baseball game tickets. That was on Charlie that night.
Yeah, Charlie rocked. Yeah, speaking of kindness, definitely. Yeah, thank you, buddy.
And one more thing, you mentioned Richard. I just want to shout Richard out. He was part of our group, and he's like always, besides Charlie and Tim and the thugs, your great attitude. Richard had a great attitude, always encouraging.
Definitely.
Said, "We're going to get on there. We're going to you don't know what day it's going to be." And he's got a background teaching improv, so he
Right.
helped get us ready by doing us some improv games.
That was fun.
That was
Ready
a
to
lot of
speak up.
fun. I
Even though
love
I never really
those.
spoke up on the
We
show.
took over that lobby of the hotel, Nate, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we probably could have gotten in some real trouble doing some of the things and saying some of the stuff that we were saying in that lobby, given that
You
we
didn't-
were
Wait. We didn't say anything, Nicholas.
okay.
No, we
You're
didn't say
right.
nothing. Yeah.
We
How
didn't
about
say
the guy CJ who worked at the hotel came in
Oh,
and told
cool,
us a
dude.
story how he was out at breakfast and he turned and Anthony Anderson was sitting next to him, and all of us were like, "Oh, you don't
Oh,
say.
interesting.
Anthony's
What?
in Atlanta. Well, what was he
Wow.
filming by
What-
chance?"
What's he doing here?
Where was this?
So
It was towards the end of
DJ,
the time we were there.
receptionist.
the hotel receptionist.
Yeah, remember
actually
the
went to
guy?
No, I
a
remember
restaurant.
CJ.
Yeah,
He went to a restaurant and saw Anthony Anderson.
it
and
was
we
the
were
one.
like,
It was the
"Oh."
popular one in Atlanta that people like Milk and Honey or something like that.
Wow.
And
He
at the end of the
basically-
meal, he
yeah.
accidentally knocked
Yeah.
over a glass of water and spilled it on CJ's table. So he paid for their check as like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And CJ came in and told us this story as we've been filming with Anthony
No
for the last
shit.
2 weeks. We're laughing.
Yeah, we all
That's
had to
great.
pretend like we had no idea why Anthony Anderson was in
I
town.
was
You're
like,
like-
"Oh
you're
wow,
like,
that's cool." Is he doing stand up?
Anthony
Yeah.
who? Anthony.
And then I guess he
I-
told him he was filming a movie.
I
Wow.
have never heard of this gentleman before. Who
Anthony
is this you
Anderson.
speak of?
like sheepswool? Like Len?
How about that day when we went to the first rehearsal and I'm thinking Jamie Foxx is going to be the host and they show Anthony Anderson? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was a little more excited because like I like Anthony Anderson. I've enjoyed a
Me
lot of
too.
his work.
Blackish
And
is great.
like Jamie Foxx has done a lot of great stuff too, but like I'm just not as excited about Jamie Foxx as I was the guy from Me, Myself, and Irene.
So Cohen, would you do it again if you had the chance? I think I have an idea what that answer is.
In a heartbeat, brother.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. I
I
mean,
would
I just so now that I've had that experience like under my belt of like having all the cameras on you, like I should have known Sarah Palin at the $50,000 clue, but my nerves just literally like my brain was not braining in that moment. Like so
Oh
It's
yeah,
a
it's
lot of
tons of
pressure up there.
pressure. The light,
it's so
hot
much
under the
pressure.
lights.
You have
So much
Anthony
pressure.
literally right. I looked at the video. He's literally right on your shoulder, looking at what you're typing.
Yeah.
So did he say anything to you when you typed it in? You're like, "Oh, Sarah Palin," or
No,
nothing?
no,
No.
no. If
Yeah.
anything, he was frustrated that like
Did he give you credit?
yeah, because
Yeah.
he saw me when it was clue 4 for sure when I wrote her name in. But like I was telling you guys that night, you know, I didn't tell the other group, you know, because I hadn't really like gotten close with anybody like that. But the gameplay was different when you were the star player on that big iPad versus what we had been playing on. So where I went to hit enter, it was like backspace. So I basically added, you know, I gave the game more time to show the clue instead of me just hitting enter. Like there was like a drop down tab that was in
Another
place.
star player mentioned that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the tablet was also like twice the size as the
It was
smaller
twice
one,
the
right?
size. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no drop down menu like on the mini iPads.
Let me just tell you, like first of all, to answer my own question, I would absolutely do it again in a heartbeat, without a doubt. As much as I complained and whatnot, it was, and I've done this before, a couple of times, but this was unlike any other experience I've had, and I would absolutely do it again. It's something that really got me now, like, okay, what's next? Like, I'm looking, like,
Yeah.
once our eligibility, we're able to do it, I'm at it. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for, I'm gonna maybe I'll start working out, diet a little bit, take some advice from my buddy Andy over there, and just set myself up for something different. And
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, Andy's about to get himself in something this coming week,
dude,
right? Is that
Oh.
Thursday?
What's
I
going
can't.
on?
Yeah,
can you talk about it or no?
I can. I just don't. I genuinely don't know. I think it's the way they sold it to me. They casted me was they're pitching it to HGTV, and he gave me his website. He's casted actual shows before. He's a real producer. So I'm like, okay, this guy's legit. And the show basically is about taking people off the street. It's, I guess, kind of fake because I'm not off the street. They're casting me, but taking them off the street while they're shopping and then saying, "Hey, do you want a makeover?" And then they give them a makeover, like cut their hair, dye it, change their clothes, whatever. So my wife and I got casted for that thing, and it's a couple hour shoot on Thursday. And yeah, I'm just looking at it as a free makeover and a little paycheck.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I
And
don't
another
know if it's
piece
gonna.
for the reel. It's another
Well,
thing for
yeah,
the
that
reel.
too. But I don't know if it'll get aired or what channel it'll be on. But they said HGTV type channel type thing. So
Maybe TLC or something.
TLC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
we'll see. Yeah, thank you guys.
I'm always, I know you guys too. I'll be rooting for you guys every step of the way, and I know we'll stay in touch because I just want you all to have further success, and hopefully your dreams come to fruition and whatever you want to do. And Nate, of course, is a great, and people don't necessarily notice, but Nate is a mascot for University of Kentucky. Is that right? Oh,
Long time
Nate?
ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
long time ago, but you have that in you. I just want you all to, whatever it is that your dreams are, to your aspirations, and is to make it happen. And
All right.
I tell people out there, just go for it, right?
Speaking of dreams, you guys are all invited. Literally, as soon as my partner and I, or if it's just me solo, you never know. But hopefully together. If once we go Vegas, we're gonna get you guys suites comped to come see our show. That probably includes some dining credits too. So maybe just pay for your flight and come through.
Oh, I'll be
You
there.
don't even
Hey,
have to say it
just
twice.
say
I'll be
when.
there. Yeah.
Just say when.
Just say
As a matter of
when.
fact,
Yeah.
I think we need to do some kind of Vegas trip. That would be
Hell
fun,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Vegas. Charlie, you have to teach us the art of sports betting. Guys, thank you.
Vegas is great.
I
Yeah,
just
go
want to, Charlie and I want, I don't want to speak for you, buddy, but I know you feel the same way. It's just thank you guys for just doing this and coming with us and talking.
I would like to propose a toast. I don't know if anybody has liquor close by, but I always keep one
Diet Coke.
handy.
You know me. All right, go for it, Cohen, whenever
So-
you're ready.
Yeah, I guess we raise our glasses.
Bottles.
Yeah. So I just want to give a toast and a thank you to all of you guys. You truly made this experience, probably the most special experience I've ever had, with a group of strangers that I'll probably ever have. I love,
No
I love
doubt.
all of you guys dearly. Definitely wish everybody ridiculous success in all that you do. Tim and Charlie with the show, with the podcast, Nick, same with you, Andy with the magic. Yeah, man, we came to Lithia Springs as a group of dreamers. We all left turning that dream into a reality in some way, shape, or form. And I'm glad to have shared that experience with you all. So a toast to the Tru Crew. Love you all.
Love you
Love
too.
you, Cohen.
Ditto,
Beautiful.
Well said. Well
Fuck
said.
yeah.
And if for anyone who's out listening keeps hearing Tru Crew, we were at a Tru by Marriott Hotel. TRU True.
Today's episode is brought to you by Tru by Hilton Hotels.
I love that. Is that your radio voice?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This time. That was amazing, Cohen.
That was real good. That was real good.
Yeah, so yeah, we're their Tru Crew because of the Tru Hotel, as Charlie said, and thank you, production, for putting us at that hotel together.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so happy.
Even though originally Nate and myself were at the other main
Yeah.
hotel and got switched all on the final day.
Yep.
The breakfasts were awesome, man. We haven't even talked about that. Just sitting down with you guys for the morning.
Can we talk about the fact that I had to text Charlie when there was bacon?
I mean, come on. The choices were limited, Sometimes for as one of the late night crew, I mean, there were a bunch of nights where Andy and Cohen and myself, I mean, it was 3:30 in the morning. So an extra 20 minutes of sleep sometimes were needed,
So I was a sacrificial lamb, proudly. I remember there was, I think, twice in 18 days that was bacon or something.
Yeah. I think what must have happened was when we first got to Lithia Springs, the day before our first morning must have been the previous bacon day, which is why it took so long for us to get the first one.
Yeah. And I put
Travesty.
capital letters Bacon Day for Charlie.
And then one of the days I
And his
asked
butt did
CJ,
get out of that hotel room.
by like the second week, I asked CJ one of the days, and he's like, hang on one sec, I got you, Charlie. And then he walked in the back, and like 30 seconds later, he came out. He's like, it's next week, Wednesday. He like went and checked the schedule specifically for me. Good guy.
For peace of
Great guy.
mind.
Any last words you want to say before we go?
Nate, we haven't heard from you, bro.
I love you guys.
Love you too, brother.
Come
Love you
visit.
too.
Come up to my
Definitely.
neck of the woods.
We will.
I want to make it down next season for a UK game.
All right.
And
You're
I'll make
invited.
it up, and Charlie will make it down, and we'll kind of gather. And let's give shout outs to Nick Testa, Jen, Chelsea,
Chelsea,
Jamil, Jamal.
Maria.
Jamal,
Maria, yeah.
Maria, and Michael,
Michael.
Richard.
just our True Crew. We
Richard.
love you all.
Richard.
We love you all. Nick Testa did the theme song to our show and also to Popculture Roulette.
And we don't want to
Also
leave
did
out
the theme
Franklin
song to
too.
Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the Loach and Jean. Their new web series is on YouTube. I believe they're on episode 2 this week. Check that out. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to check it out, but I will definitely be doing that.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Franklin and David are very talented, and it's a
I'll-
really good series.
I'll put it in the background during a workout. How long are those episodes? I'm
Maybe a
genuinely
half
curious.
hour, 20
Okay,
minutes.
yeah,
like
fuck
20
yeah.
minutes.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. That could be on in the background. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Nick Testa, for it's such a talented man. He was in a band, and he created these theme songs. Originally, the theme song for our show was for my trivia for TikTok, but I thought it kind of flowed better for this show, so I
Yeah.
asked him permission to use it for our podcast, and he said absolutely. So
Nice.
He made the Magic Thug theme song, which once the TV show comes out, you guys will hear it. But I did display it on Instagram a few times. But he totally curated it. Totally West Coast. Totally awesome.
Nice.
He's great. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to come on a future episode, definitely, please, Charlie.
Thank you all around the
Doors
bases.
always open.
See you guys.
Yeah. Around the
See you.
bases.
Around the bases.
Much love to the
Pop Culture and
fans.
Sports podcast.
Oh yeah.
And
Pop Culture
Roulette.
Roulette.
Yes.
And Pop Culture Roulette.
Every deed. I can't do it like Nicholson.
Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette.
There it is.
And then he has Nick's music, and I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm Tim with my buddy.
Charlie, and thanks
with
so
our
much
buddies.
with our buddies, Nicholas, Andy, Cohen, Nate. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
And until next
Oh,
time,
yeah.
everybody, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hasta luego.